Hi everyone, this video is about the main states of the nervous system. I will talk about safety, about fight or flight, about shutdown and much more. I will do another video for the fawn response. But first of all, before I start, I want to ask you, do you actually know what your body is trying to tell you in your daily life? Or are you maybe still struggling with the translation? For example, why do we feel so much stress in our daily life? Why are we overthinking so much? Why is meeting people exhausting sometimes? Or why is it so hard for us to go through our day in a balanced way, with ease, with flow, with a relaxed mind, and also a relaxed body? So I can tell you, if you know the main states of the nervous system, understanding your body's language becomes so much more easy, so much easier. So yeah, let's start. So the first state I want to talk about is safety. So surely it's our all-time favorite state. Yeah, we feel calm, we feel centered, we feel safe, relaxed, we are in our safe bubble, and we know we are safe and there are no impressions of danger or problem for our safety. But what happens if a danger pops up? When there's a danger or we feel threatened, our autonomic nervous system ramps up the arousal level and the body prepares for fight or flight. Fight or flight is the response to danger of our body, be it a real danger or a projected danger from trauma. So the problem here is we can also be in the fight or flight mode when there's no real danger. So we speak of trauma when the physical condition no longer corresponds to the real environment or situation. Means when we are in a highly activated state, although there is no danger, no real danger on the outside. So this basically has always something to do with our boundaries. When there's a danger, my boundaries are affected and I need energy to protect them, to fend off someone or to fight or to escape. So my activation level goes up and my body prepares itself with lots of energy, as much energy as possible. That can go well, and I might go back to safety after fighting the danger or escaping. But it can also go to the freeze mode. So I already talked about safety, fight or flight. Now we talk about freeze. We go to freeze mode when fight or flight is not possible. Yeah? When fight or flight is not possible, the last option the organism has is to go into the play dead reflex and thereby try to become uninteresting for the danger, the tiger, whatever. Means when you're in a real or feared mortal danger and powerless and helpless at the same time, not able to do anything about it. The energy level seems to drop here, but that only looks like it, because that only means that in addition to this high activated energy, this high activated state of fight or flight, in addition, another brake is now activated in the freeze mode in the system. Means we have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic reaction. Both is activated and maximized, and it feels basically like accelerating and braking at the same time. And this is typically for the play dead reflex, for freeze mode. And that means the action energy, the activation is still in the system and very high, but it is not let out, it's stuck in the body. So the point is, this energy wants to flow through and out again, otherwise it stays stuck in the system. But down there in the play dead reflex, you no longer consciously perceive that energy. You only notice a freeze or a mental fogging or dissociation. So this happens if the situation goes on, this situation of danger goes on for a longer period of time without there being any possibility of action. The body no longer knows what to do with the huge amount of energy, activated energy, and if this energy cannot be translated into action, the parasympathetic system starts to act simultaneously to mute the impressions, and this happens also as a self-protection mechanism. And this changes our physiology. So before the freeze, we were only affected by the fight or flight activation. Now with the freezing, play dead reflex, this freezing occurs, yeah, and that means the experienced danger is there and we are not able to do anything about it. And this is in an extreme emergency response, okay? This is an emergency response of our body. And the body tries to make itself invisible with the freeze mode and play dead reflex. So this is also the natural, biologically sensible reaction in such situations. And only when the body no longer returns to its normal state after the event, we speak of trauma. But that can also show up in the inability to relax without a real danger, with constantly overthinking, stress in the body system, and many, many other symptoms. Okay, so now I would like to talk about another state. So we've talked about freeze now. So if the organism now really expects the death and there's no chance of escaping, for example, because the tiger already puts its teeth on its neck, on my neck, yeah, then we talk about shutdown, and this is usually, usually leads to fainting. So this is possible. The shutdown is possibly there so that we don't have to consciously experience our death. It's a bit less important for trauma healing than the other states. So I gave you an overview here about the states, and I would like to talk with you also about the reason why we stay stuck. Why are we stuck? Why our body doesn't find out back to safety when there's no real danger any longer. So first of all, finding out that our body can find out of this circle, let's say, is really dependent on the resources we have. The more resources, the more security and safety and stability we have integrated. But it is also important to understand that the body cannot begin its release process. My camera is here a bit. So it's important to understand that the body cannot begin its release process until it has enough impressions of safety. That can also mean impressions of safety of an environment, if we talk about shock trauma, for example, or enough impressions of safety in connection, if we talk about attachment trauma. By impressions, I mean real impressions in connection we can perceive through our senses. Yes, and also what's also important, because the body is often stuck in the trauma state, it does not realize that it is safe now, okay? But rather keeps projecting the danger into the environment or into the attachment context. And this will keep the activation going. Therefore, help is needed at this point for new impressions and new experiences of safety. For example, in the context of connection, relationships, and attachment. Thank you very much for your attention. Maybe I want to talk a little bit about the release process. So how do we actually find out of this stuck energy? And this is really much about the work I'm doing. We find out, or the body finds its way out again through so-called release processes, okay? This is what we're doing in trauma release coaching. And release processes can, when going through a release process, people might crying tears, trembling, or outbursts of anger, the old activation energy. And this is all about expressing the emotions that were stuck. And this is this is a biochemical completion and physical liberation, a release process. What is really sad in our society, that these release process, may it through crying, may it through trembling, may it through expressing certain emotions, these release mechanisms and processes are often perceived as strange in our society, sadly. And we have been conditioned to suppress such responses because they are not accepted in our society. So this is, in my opinion, really sad. And that's also a reason why I do my work. I find it incredibly important to help people through these release process, or actually get in touch and get in contact with certain emotions in order to release them and heal. And now I want to ask you, how do you feel about this whole topic? It's kind of my favorite topic. And do you struggle maybe with stress in your body, maybe with projections of danger in the attachment context, overthinking, overanalyzing through your life? And what did you experience? Let me know in the comments, or always it's also possible to write me a private message, of course. And thanks for watching. I wish you an amazing day.